Welcome, everyone, to NBA Christmas Day.
I'm just trying to show them a little bit of my Christmas spirit.
My goodness!
How about this for a stocking stuffer?
Durant fires. Bang! Yes! It's Luka Magic!
Oh, how does he do it? Oh, LeBron James!
A Christmas Day gift!
What a Christmas Day we have for you here. It's going to feature the Warriors, the Dallas Mavericks. Draymond Green, he will be back on the court after Monday night's third quarter shouting match that he had with Steve Kerr. Green ended up leaving the team huddle, going back to the locker room. He came back in the fourth quarter to watch on the bench. Steve Kerr addressed the entire incident yesterday and apologized.
Monday night was not my finest hour, and that was a time I needed to be calm in the huddle, and so I regret my actions in that exchange, and I apologized to Dre. He apologized to me. We both apologized to the team. I care so much about Draymond, and the relationship we have is like family. We've been, and like family, you go through ups and downs. And my number one goal, honestly, is, for him to finish his career as a Warrior with us fighting, metaphorically, not literally, fighting and competing together until we're both gone. And I believe that's going to happen. Because I believe in Draymond, and I believe in myself, and I believe in everything we've built for 12 years.
All right, so a number of people were somewhat surprised that Steve Kerr came out and apologized, considering the exchange that they have and that Draymond was the one who left the court in the middle of the game. Do you think that the relationship with Draymond and the Warriors now has run its course?
I don't know if that's necessarily run its course. I think, and Perk can attest to this, it never ends easily for veterans on championship teams, and you're riding out the string. They are trying to. When they re-signed Stephen Curry, and then when you added Jimmy Butler at the trade deadline, you've said, we're going to commit to you guys for as long as your contracts go, and then we're going to see what happens after that. Draymond Green last year, remember, finished very high in the Defensive Player of the Year voting. I think he finished second or third on my ballot, and they beat the Houston Rockets in the 2-7 first-round series. If Stephen Curry doesn't get hurt against Minnesota, who knows what happens. But the NBA moves so fast. And even though Draymond is anchoring that defense, they're third in defensive efficiency, his lack of shooting, you wonder how much that hurts. The Jonathan Kuminga situation is still hanging over their heads. There's a lot of questions about that team that go beyond Draymond Green and the Golden State Warriors right now.
Perk, the interaction that we saw between these two, was it something or nothing?
It was absolutely nothing. Everybody who's overreacting to this need to keep a cool booty, right? Trying to win the championship, and we all can agree. We all can agree that the Warriors in this short season they're underachieving right now. They're not where they're supposed to be or want to be. They want to win a title, right? But we're talking about Steve Kerr and Draymond Green, two guys that have been in the trenches together, two guys that have won 4 NBA titles. So when I look at this situation, I take nothing from it, because winning the championship takes a huge toll on you mentally and physically. Some days you walk into the locker room, into the arena, you don't like that person. It's part of the process. And you think about Steve Kerr, the reason he said he's not overreacting or Draymond didn't get suspended, Steve Kerr played on the Chicago Bulls. Steve Kerr had a fight with Michael Jordan. Steve Kerr was actually teammates with Dennis Rodman. You think he give a damn about this situation? I actually love it for the simple fact that it shows that they care. Because when you don't care, then you don't get this type of interaction in the huddle. I take nothing from it. I believe Draymond will bounce back tonight, and he will be one of the key reasons why the Golden State Warriors win this game against the Dallas Mavericks.
Ooh. I don't know if I got the Warriors winning that one, Perk, but I agree with you in that this is not a big deal. I'm not going to say it's absolutely nothing, though, but I think, first of all, it's getting lost in this that the Warriors actually won that basketball game, so that's an important thing to call out. And then, two, Steve Kerr, to me, has been honest and forthright and one of the better coach interviews when you go to prepare a game. So if he says, I'm going to take responsibility for my piece of it, coaches are also human. Yes, we all know Draymond has a reputation, but those two certainly have a relationship. So if Steve says that's part of that is on me and that the two of them have discussed it, I believe in that, right? Like, locker rooms go from victory to battles and everything in between, but you do it together. And I trust that those two understand one another. But as you look ahead and on this season, and even to Christmas Day, I do think that Vinny's point, there's something to look at there, right? I believe Steve Kerr when he says that they want Draymond to be there. I think Draymond wants to be there. But in many ways, he's dealing with his own basketball mortality as he looks at his teammate. And so I do think that pressure internally is probably rising. But I'm not making this a big deal. They got to navigate it together, and they know that.
All right, we'll see how they respond then today. And, of course, the annual NBA on Christmas.
Look, I know it's been a lot of whispers out there that Giannis wants to get to the Knicks. But if I'm the Knicks, I don't do it. The Knicks don't need Giannis Antetokounmpo to win the NBA title. They have one of the best offense in the league. They have one of the best closers in Big Body Brunson. And now this team is vibing, and they have depth at the wing position, which you're going to need in order to be able to go and compete to win the championship.
Monica, yours.
All right, so I think the rookie, woo-hoo, plant your flag, baby. I think he's in for an impressive performance on Christmas Day. The Mavs obviously have a size advantage when it comes to the Warriors. I like the way that he's been playing as of late, really finding a groove. So this is what I'm looking for.
Okay, Vince, last Christmas Day declaration.
Oklahoma City, the champs, they need to win tonight. You cannot lose 3 times to a team that has not made the playoffs, let alone won a playoff series. Lose to them 3 times in a span of 3 weeks when you have designs on winning 70 games and going back-to-back championships. SGA needs a game tonight, and they need to shut up Victor Wembanyama.
Okay, so let's talk about this game because obviously it's a huge game. Perk, do you think this is a must-win game for OKC?
I do for that psyche. And I know we're talking about the defending champs, but it is a must-win for the Oklahoma City. We haven't seen a team like this over the last, year and a half that's made Oklahoma City Thunder this uncomfortable. And then on top of that, talk about it and throw it in their face. So when you look at the personnel that San Antonio has, the big guards, big wings on the perimeter, it's time for OKC to make a statement, right? Anytime you get a chance to boost your confidence as a ball club and kill another team's confidence, you want to do that. Right now, the Spurs they're on cloud 9. They're number 2 in the Western Conference. They feel confident that they could walk into a series and beat you. You want to kill that confidence, and you know, if you SGA, you want to have a chip on your shoulder. You want to take it personal. I do think it's a must-win today for the Oklahoma City.
You know, Monica, the Spurs make OKC McNuts. And I guess my question is, why is that? Why have they struggled so much against San Antonio?
Well, I think, what do we love about OKC, right? It is the tenacity that they play with on both sides of the basketball. A historic defense to go alongside of an incredible offense. Well, the Spurs are evolving as someone who can bring that same level of pressure on both sides of the ball. Victor Wembanyama is the centerpiece, and rightfully so. But in these matchups, y'all, he's still coming off the bench and working his way back to more than 25 minutes, if you will, right? So that's one thing. One thing about the Spurs that I do think we tend to overlook is the pressure that their guards can bring, right? You talk about Castle, you talk about Fox, you talk about Vassell. Like, these are guys that are also competing on both sides of the ball. You look at the experience that Keldon Johnson has had being a part of the Olympic team, like Harrison Barnes as a veteran in this league. These are dudes that have quietly, while the Spurs have been in rebuild, if you will, been really laying the foundation to who they are becoming this season. And I didn't even mention young Dylan Harper, who had a monster game when they knocked off the Thunder the other night.
Yeah, you're right about that. Perk, who you got winning this game? Tell me why.
I got the Thunder. There's nowhere in hell the Thunder is going to lose to a team 3 games in a row. The last time I believe the Thunder lost the back game was the month of Neverwhere. It just don't happen. And then you're going down to OKC, you going down there to the trenches of building a hard place to play in. SGA is going to stand on business. There's no way He's going to tell them to take their shoes off at the front door, and they go walk in there with muddy shoes on and kick their feet up on his coffee table. That ain't happening. OKC will get this victory tonight. Those guys will be fired up. The building will be rocking. We know they have one of the best home bases in the NBA. I got OKC winning this one in great fashion.
Okay, what do you think, Monica?
I do think OKC is going to protect home. And to stick with the Christmas Day analogies, OKC going to get the first cut of the turkey, the first cut of the ham. They're not going to be welcoming hosts of the Spurs.
What do you think, Vince?
Oklahoma City has to win this game. They have to send the message. I think Oklahoma City has lived a charmed existence in the NBA over the past year and a half. They're being challenged now by a team that looks like itself in the mirror. And when you think of great rivalries, you think of two players who don't like each other. Magic and Bird, Isaiah and Michael, close to my heart. Chet and Big Slim. There ain't much space on skinny corner. And those skinny dudes don't like each other. Big Vic said, there's no comparison between me and him. There's nothing worse that you could ever say about another ball player than to say, hey, me and him are nothing alike. Big Chet better have a game today.
Yeah, I'm with you. You know, all of y'all are picking OKC. That's why I'm going with the Spurs. You know, I like Big Slim, and Big Slim has got confidence.
Before the new year, BC?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going